Hey everybody, Dave from COC4 Guitars. Look, I just want to take a couple minutes of your time to tell you how we made our decisions this year. This isn't the decisions we've made, that comes later. This is just how we made the decisions. This is very important to me because I'm a little disappointed and disheartened in myself over this because we had so many good bands, so many good musicians send stuff in, and it's always disheartening to me because I want them all. I want everybody. I always feel like I let everybody that doesn't get in down. And I remember this feeling from last year. I always feel very disappointed in myself because I can't take them all. And I know you're going to say, whatever, it sounds stupid, but I truly do. This means everything to me. Music means everything to me. That's why I do what I do. This truly isn't even about COC Guitars. It isn't about anything other than getting everybody together as a community, enjoying ourselves, and listening to great original music. That's what this is all about. So, obviously, we were shooting for 6 bands. We said, okay, 7. We ended up with more than that, but we still can't fit 30 bands in, because that's about what we ended up with, I think, which is phenomenal. So we had to base our decisions on, this is our first time in this area, my hometown. I know the music styles around here. We had to figure, we knew we had to keep some good local artists. We knew we had to get some good artists from the surrounding areas. We knew we had to have what was going to work for this show. Because if I can't get people in the doors to at least start to cover some of the cost, then I can't make this happen at this venue again next year. So that's part of why we made the decisions we made. Every band that sent in a submission absolutely deserves to be here because you're all musicians and you're all wonderful. But we could only take so many. And we have to make this one work so we can continue to push forward. Every year we've done these. We started with the first one and it was small. And we weren't sure what we were doing. We weren't sure how this was going to work. I knew what I wanted in the end. I knew I had a vision of how I wanted this to work. I had a vision of how it should be. How it wasn't going to be just your typical show at a club where you go and do your thing and that's it. It had to be something special. It had to be bigger. It had to be better. It had to involve more than just a band. It had to involve more than just people. It had to be family and it had to be community. So that's where we pointed this train, and that's where we put throttle down and said, let's go. I have a goal. I have a 2-year plan to make this thing massive. So we're pushing for that. In order for us to get to where we need to be for that, I'll announce that 2-year plan at this year's show. But in order for us to get there, this show needs to work. People need to come through the door. I need to have people there. The bands need to promote. Everybody needs to do their share and make this work. If we cement this first show in, and I can make this work at this venue, this is going to be great every year. So this brings me to my point for this year. The majority of the music we got was heavy. The only decision to make is that Carnival of Chaos 4 next year will be all heavy music. Will be all punk and metal and hardcore and heavy rock. It'll be all heavy music because it has to be. Because there's so many of you out there with original heavy music and it's all friggin' great. If you're on the bill this year, and we do have a good amount of heavy music, because there's always going to be heavy music, then great. If you're not, don't forget about next year. Please, I'm begging you to remember. You'll see our ads come out for it when the time comes. Send your stuff back in. Because I'm not going to chase bands down, because we get more than our share, and I always feel horrible when I can't fit everybody in. So make sure you send your stuff in again next year. That's all I'm saying.